history of covering immigration, and took a couple days, and then we went to their home and met with them.
Do they have any hesitation about it? You know, this is really vulnerable, I think, for a lot of people. Anybody who does, you know, is going to be interviewed by somebody on TV.
Absolutely. And in fact, even the morning when we got there to their home and we were set to do the interview, there was still some hesitation. So I actually took Mom Sophia aside and we had a really frank conversation where I let her know that, you know, yes, I'm the interviewer, but this is your story. So you need to take a breath. You want to pause for a second, get a sip of water. That's under your control. And it was interesting to see how that completely shifted things. I think often when people sit down with reporters, they think, this is live, and I need to rush through my answer, and there's so much is at stake in this couple seconds that I have. And I was like, I'll be here all day if that's what would make you comfortable. And so everything shifted in that moment, and we really took it at her pace.
It's so interesting what you described because it's a lot of what I think like journalism is, right? When you're reporting the field, it's trust, and then it's sometimes a little bit of luck, which is sort of what you lay out too that you happen upon. Did anything you mentioned you covered immigration a lot? Did anything surprise you about this? Was there anything that you were reporting this out and you're like, oh, that's weird. I didn't expect that to happen.
Well, I'd say what's most surprising right now, and I think is really going to come into focus now that Title 42 is set to end in a little under 2 months from now, at the end of May.
Sources familiar with that decision.
Yes, and confirmed by NBC. Yeah. And I think what's going to be called into question right now is the fact that the government is currently expediting and fast-tracking people like Sophia, white Ukrainians who are arriving right now on the border and are starting to resettle with their families. And although they've had really traumatizing journeys, sometimes they're the lucky ones. There are Haitian families who were there that day on the border who are still waiting for their chance to cross. Cameroonian families, El Salvadorian families, Honduran families who are also fleeing violence, who have medical ailments, who have worries about political persecution, and they're going to start saying, hey, no, we have this 2 month window. But what's going on here?